talking food.
Welcome. We are talking food.
We're talking food, Daniel. We're fast food. That's not what we're here today.
We're not going to talk about fast food. We might talk about fast food, but Janet Larson's here from the Ozark Folk Center, and thanks so much for driving up from Mountain View.
Well, thank you so much.
Now, you've been here before, and people may have recognized you from spinning and looming and that kind of thing.
I'm a spinner and a weaver.
Yeah.
And so I've been here before talking about our sheep to shawl and different classes that we have at the Folk Center.
But not only do you do that, but you got a cooking class going on.
I do. We have a whole series of cooking classes throughout the year, but the one that's coming up February 4th is called Sweet Treats Without Sugar. So, and it's all about cooking with whole grains and fruits and making yummy treats that are actually fairly healthy for you.
And I think most people are becoming educated about, food and what's in it, and gluten-free and getting away from, like we talked about, white flour and sugar and those kind of things.
But would the fruit juice make them any more low glycemic for someone like Dan?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
No.
The only thing about fruit sugars is it assimilates in the body quicker, and it goes in and goes out. It may raise the sugar, but it goes down quicker than just processed sugar.
So it doesn't stay.
So.
Because this is a peach cheesecake sweetened with just peach juice or something else?
Sweetened with just peach juice, and it's got an oat crust, and it is cream cheese. So, and it's got a little bit of butter in the crust. So, and then peaches and eggs to make it a baked cheesecake, and then topped with cinnamon.
Now, where do you get your recipes from?
I read a lot of old cookbooks. I collect cookbooks pre-1915. Wow. And then I play around with them. So my dad was a real creative cook. My grandmother was a very creative German cook.
So we experiment is basically what you're saying, right? We experiment. Are some juices sweeter than others?
Yes. Yes. Okay. Pineapple's probably the very sweetest.
Very sweetest.
Peach is real close.
Well, will that impart the flavor necessarily? If you use pineapple juice to sweeten something else, are you always going to have that pineapple strong pineapple flavor?
Yeah. So kind of coordinate that with the grains and everything, and so I do an apple whole wheat brown Betty type crisp, and that's sweetened with applesauce and apples. And
applesauce is used quite a bit.
Yeah. And,
do you use sugar substitutes in any of the cooking that you do?
I don't like sugar substitutes. They're chemicals. I'm not sure what they're doing to the body.
Right.
And so,
I know some of them you can't really bake with them either because it won't rise, and it's hard when you cook it.
Some of they're not as good.
Yeah.
Now, the class itself, you said it's a one-day class. How long does it last?
It's from 10 to 2.
10 to 2, okay. And so each of your cooking classes is just a one day.
Yes.
And is there a cost associated? I'm assuming because you're going to have ingredients and things like that.
Right. They're $30.
$30. And people come up. Do they need to sign up early?
Yes. The registration deadline is usually the Tuesday before.
Okay. Can you do that online?
You can't do it online because of the credit card industry.
Okay, so we can call on the phone.
But you can call on the phone and register that way.
Okay. What are your other ones that are coming up besides sweet treats?
Let's see. In March, it's a pizza making class, and you'll make mozzarella cheese from scratch, and then whole wheat pizza crust, and then we'll top it with whatever you want to top it with, whether you want to make
How do you make mozzarella cheese from scratch? I mean, you actually...
It's quick. It doesn't take long.
I mean,
mozzarella cheese. It doesn't take very long. You can do it in an hour. It's a fresh cheese. It's you curdle it and then you stretch it and then it's ready to melt. So it takes about an hour and a half to make the cheese.
And then goat cheese also really quick to make.
Some goat cheeses are.
Yeah.
So in October we have a cheese making class.
Oh, no, that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I have to put that. So if I got on the website, I could see the whole year schedule already made out?
Yep. It's just www.ozarkfolkcenter.com, and the whole year's schedule is on there. So in April, it's spring greens cooking. I think May, is gearing up the grill. We've got a Dutch oven class. We've got cool foods, which is ice cream and different types of old Southern congealed salads, which are Jello salads.
Like old Southern congealed. The thing you've seen at every church potluck for.
Right.
We don't make those anymore. Remember all the old Tupperware molds?
Yeah.
There were tons. My mom used to make Jello salad all the time.
My mom had those copper molds hanging up on her wall.
Nobody makes let's bring it back, ladies. Nobody makes Jello salad anymore.
Yeah.
Put the what was it? Fruit cocktail in it.
Or with pineapple and raisins and walnuts, or wasn't it, or something like that?
We got to get back to our sweet treats here. Are there any other changes you have to make? Because this is a liquid. So you're taught that if I put this in, I've got to back this liquid off, all those kind of things?
So you do kind of have to balance it out, and just kind of look at the overall amount of liquid that you're putting in, and if you're supposed to add a cup of milk and you want to put a half cup of fruit juice in instead, then just take out half a cup of milk.
But consistency, missing the dry consistency of the sugar itself doesn't make any difference?
No.
Not really?
No, sugar makes things crisper. So you'll notice with these, they're not as crispy as, the crust is an oat crust, and it's not crispy. It's got a more chewy consistency to it. Sugar crisps things up.
Well, for that class, are you just going to be making this one dish, or are there several different ones?
No, we're doing several different things. We're doing a carob, the cocoa cookies, no-bake cookies that you make with. We're going to do those with carob and almond butter, and so that. And there's also the apple and whole wheat crisp, and then we've got a carrot custard that we're going to do. So,
well, there are a lot of alternatives out there to sweetening things. Like carrots are fairly sweet.
Carrots
and that
are
kind
very
of thing.
sweet.
Now, is this class? I mean, do you find more diabetics that want to take this class, or?
Yeah,
yeah,
a lot of
okay.
a lot of it is
alternatives. Okay.
Yeah, diabetics or spouses of diabetics trying to figure out how to do. But I do point out to people that this is not sugar-free. There's sugar in the milk. There's sugar in the fruit. This is not sugar-free.
Well, I point out too that when I became a diabetic, I substituted a lot of things that I were eating sweet by going to non-sweetened things. But they were imitation sugars and that kind of thing. And then also, if you look at the calorie content too, everything turns to sugar. So if you have something that's high in carbohydrates, it's going to turn to sugar. So if you can stay with something, I mean, what's helped me is to stay with something that's more natural, and like fruits and vegetables and things like that, and sweeten it with things like that. Your sugar may go up, but not for very long, and it'll come back down.
And the whole grains help too. Like we were talking hamburger buns, with the white flour, that really shoots your sugar up. But if you stick with whole grains, whole wheat, whole oats, that really helps people stabilize their sugar.
Yeah, absolutely. This class is coming up again when?
February 4th, Saturday, February 4th.
And it's did you say $30?
It's $30.
Registration fee?
Yeah, we've got to taste these on the air because people are just dying for me to taste one.
Oh, they're dying for you to taste one? Oh, okay. How is it?
It's good. It's not sweet. It's not as sweet as cheesecake. I can't see what I mean without my glasses.
Well, one thing that I've noticed that when I became a diabetic, I completely got off sugar, and then after so long, you would maybe taste something that had a lot of sugar, and you go, "Wow, that's got a lot of sugar in it."
That's probably
so you really don't need a whole lot.
Yeah. I tasted a potato salad today. And I went, oh, this is way too sweet, because I don't eat processed sugar.
No, I like
that's sweet enough.
Just that's sweet enough for
that's
you.
Sweet enough.
Yeah. See, I must eat a lot of sugar, but the whole wheat crust is very good.
Well, good.
Yummy.
It's moist, and I can taste the cream cheese in it. You know, that'd be great with a glass of milk.
Cup of coffee. Folks at home, trust me. Cup of coffee, glass of milk. Yum, 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 yum.
Well, Janet, thanks so much for coming down.
Oh, well, thank you so much for having
me.
We
appreciate that. Yeah. And I'm going to take these home with me.
Right.
Enjoy those. I think the crew here's got their...
Yeah.
The crew's going to eat these.
Well, that's...
These are very good.
I brought enough so the crew could have some, too.
Yummy.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank
and
you.
Have a safe trip back. And we want to take a break before we do. And after we do, we're going to be coming back. We'll talk with Charles Grinder and Kelly Dix from the Baxter Regional Medical Center, Klein Emergency Center.
These are really good.
Stay with us.